I'm Jimmy Staples. We're back here in Oak Park to have a look at a review of our weed screen trial, which was sown back in the autumn. Just one note, when you're comparing the different treatments, there's no crop competition here, as all the weeds were sown in individual plots just to see how well the different herbicides were controlling them. So the first product we're going to look at here was your Firebird. So again, it went on pre-emerge. It gave us good control in the autumn time, but you can see here now at this stage now it would need a follow-up herbicide in the springtime in order to stay on top of the weeds. So this plot here was actually Firebird and Defy. It gave us very, very good control in the springtime or in the autumn time. It controlled wild oats, the bromes and our ryegrasses. You can see here the plot is still relatively clean, so you can see there's quite a good persistency in that product. So moving on then, next plot is Stomp Aqua. Again, probably pre-emerge. Probably done what we would have expected. It's not good on groundsel, and I wouldn't have expected to have a very good control on the likes of the bromes, the wild oats or your ryegrasses. This plot then here was your This plot here was your Firebird Met. Again, it gave nearly as good control as the Firebird and Defy. Good job on the wild oats, good job on sterile brome, ryegrasses, and also on your broadleaf weeds. So these four plots here are your pre-emerge with a follow-up of Alistair Flex on about the 11th of November. The first plot here that I'm just standing on, this was actually your Firebird Met. Again, it had really good pre-emerge control. The Alistair didn't have a whole lot to do, but as you see, as you go back into the next plots, you got good control on your wild oats and your ryegrasses. Not fantastic on your sterile brome, and you can see some of the broadleaf weeds are starting to come back as well. So really not maybe as much persistency as you'd like from an autumn herbicide. So these four plots here then are, again, they're pre-emerge with a follow-up of Broadway Star on the 11th of November. Firebird Met is this one here. Again, it had done a really good job on your pre-emerge, so there wasn't a whole lot for the Broadway to do, but as you go back across, the pre-emerges wouldn't have been as persistent, but you can see the Broadway Star has done a fantastic job on your wild oats, your bromes, your ryegrasses, and it's very good on your broadleaf weeds as well. So these 8 plots here were your pre-emerge with a follow-on early spring application. So it would have got a sulfonylurea herbicide in the first week of March. It was Pacifica Plus, Broadway Star and Monolith. And as you can see, you got a good control with your follow-up spring application as the weeds were hit at a right stage. They weren't too big, and you got what I would say would be acceptable control from that spring application. So these 7 or 8 plots here were your pre-emerge, followed by a late spring application of sulfonylurea. So they were sprayed roughly, say, the 1st of April. You can see here you're not getting as good control as you did with the early spring application because the weeds were that bit stronger, and the weather actually wasn't great in the meantime as well, and you can see the control levels have been poor enough. You still have a lot of big weeds there which are going to compete with your crop. So these last 2 plots, this was a single early spring application, so the first week of March, of Pacifica Plus and Broadway Star, and you can see they've given very good control, applied at the right time. Now they're full rates, but you can see the level of control you've received on your wild oats, your brome and your ryegrasses. So the main points I would take from the weed screen that we've done here is pre-emerge should be the first port of call in most situations. The products that are available now will give you very, very good control and are very persistent. Going with an early spring application for controlling grass weeds can also give acceptable results, but you need to get it in early and get it when the weeds are small. And what we would take from this as well is when you're spraying a late spring application, when weeds are strong, you're putting the herbicides under pressure, you're getting lower levels of control, and potentially you're looking at resistance development as well.